Hello, everyone. My name is Oleg Zharkovsky. I'm Vialon Trainers Team Lead. Thank you for joining us today. We continue the series of Gurtam meetups, and within this initiative, we discuss the most relevant topics and share our experience within our community. Let's stay strong and united even in these desperate times. We can be together, at least online now. Unfortunately, I won't use a camera today. Sorry for that. But I hope my voice will be enough to guide you through the list of our life hacks. By the way, check the YouTube playlist with all the previous meetups. Other moderators are not so shy as me. They use cameras, not usual ones, but professional cameras. And it seems like our marketing team created something like Gurtam Television in our headquarters. So please check it. I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I do. So what do we have in the plan today? The first point sounds extremely ambitious: how to solve any case with Vialon. It will be some kind of introduction to our main topic. And the main topic is a list of 10 life hacks. Well, if I'm not mistaken, there will be even more than 10. We'll count them during the meetup. And in the end, I'll answer your questions from chat. It's not so easy to solve the riddles about Vialon in real time, but at least I'll try. You already can send questions to chat if you've got some. I'll remind you about this possibility a little bit later, but well, you can start even now. That's it. Are we ready to start? Yes, I hope we are. I want to share with you 3 facts I noticed during my trainer's career in Gurtam. The first fact, that some clients' requests are standard enough. We can work with them in the same way. Here are some examples of these requests. Still, we can't put all the requests in such a classification, and there's always some special projects. And even standard requests have different details. So the number of possible cases is really big. You can try to study all of them. Yes, you can. And you can use the same solutions for all the clients. It's an ideal situation, but I'm not sure that it can be reached because Vialon is too flexible and can be used in too many different ways. That's why my answer to the question how to solve any case with Vialon is: don't study the cases only and focus on the instrument. I mean, focus on the possibilities of Vialon and you'll know a solution for every case. I think this idea is not new for you. That's obvious. If you work with Vialon, you should know Vialon. But during my trainer's career in Gurtam, I noticed I could surprise any partner with the features they don't know about, while we've got this feature for years. And that's okay. No one knows Vialon 100%. Even I don't. That's why I collect the list of life hacks to surprise you. Probably you already know some of them. I'll be happy if you do. In such a case, just wait a little bit. Our developers will add something new soon, and you'll have a possibility to be surprised again in future. This is how it works. Well, let's start with the first feature. I like using a keyboard more than a mouse. Do you know that we have shortcuts at the monitoring side? Let me show you. You just click on tool. Well, you click on tool, but nothing happens, and that's probably the reason why you don't know about the shortcuts. You need to activate them firstly in the user settings over here. Now it should work. I click on tool and I got the distance instrument. That's it. This is how it works. By the way, the list of the shortcuts, you can see them in our documentation. Here it is. My personal top of these shortcuts is the following. With a letter L, you can see the log with all the new messages, with the errors, the log of change, and so on. With the help of E, you can get to the messages tab. And for example, you request the data for this unit, but as you can see, the list of parameters is not fully seen. So I can click on tilde, this button near the number 1 on a keyboard, and then the left panel hides. So it helps you to see more map and helps you to see more parameters on the screen. Click it once again to get back to the normal view, to the standard view. Also, we've got such a special global search. You can see it with the help of button F, or over here in the left top corner of the map. You can use it to search for the geofence, for the unit, for the driver, for the address, well, for anything that can be displayed on Minsk, on the map, like Minsk over here. And the final from my personal top is letter S, that stands for user settings. Here you can disable this feature if you don't like it. Well, I like it, so I'll save it, and I hope that you also will use it in future. Let's switch to something more complex and talk about the notification system based on dynamic unit groups. Don't worry, I'll try to explain it either way. So the question is there a way for step-by-step control of several unit statuses? We can find an answer if we know that notifications can work with unit groups. Even if the group is empty, the notification waits for the unit to appear there. And also, notifications can modify unit groups. If we combine these two features, we'll get the answer to the question. Let's take a look on the scheme. So circles here stand for groups. Green arrows stand for the notifications moving units from one group to another. Red arrows stand for the final notifications that send the alert message to the client. This scheme can be bigger and it can include several branches, but please test the simple scheme firstly. And let's check the example of usage. Let's say we've got some warehouse, and when the vehicle leaves it, notification should start temperature control and also an idling control. But when the goods are delivered, control should be stopped. The method you see on the screen, it will work, and it's a unique instrument because you won't find any other way to solve the request I've mentioned. Even with the help of the report, you won't get the result because reports, they apply all the filters at the same time. And in that case, we can see the high temperature outside of the warehouse. That's almost what we need. But when the vehicle is empty and going back from the shop to the warehouse, we'll also control the temperature in that case if we use the reports. But we don't need it. We don't need the, to use the filters at the same time. We need to use this controls step by step. And that's what we get when we use this notification system based on dynamic groups. I'm sure that you can get better result if you install a weight sensor or some kind of a button for the driver that should be pressed when the delivery starts and ends, but it costs money and it takes time to be configured. Yeah, I don't say my method is the best one, but at least you should try it, and probably the result will suit you, and you won't need any additional instruments, any additional devices to be installed. So just try it, and probably it will be a solution for many cases that you didn't know how to solve previously. Well, let's switch back to some easier case. I've mentioned that I like using keyboard, but also I like mouse control. I like both, but let me show you how it can be done with the help of the mouse. I mean the following thing. You can change the interval of the report or the messages with the help of the mouse wheel when you put the cursor on the month or on the date, and then you just scroll up or down. It's not so obvious, so that's why I show it to you, and it takes some time to put the cursor on the necessary place, but well, I really like it. You've got the possibility to choose the date here in the calendar, but well, it works great, and just try it. I hope you like it. By the way, it is possible not only to use mouse wheel in that way, but you can, for example, instead of zoom in with the mouse wheel, you can use left mouse button and Control Shift to zoom to the necessary area. It's much easier for me than to zoom in a necessary place. Just choose this one, that's it. And when you combine the mouse with the Control button, you can start changing the geofence. So just click on it and you get to the settings of the geofence. This is the fast way to make some changes. And well, we are already here, so probably I can give you some more information about the possibilities of geofences. So as you can see, it is possible to add to the description field the HTML tags. So I'm not the developer, I'm not the web designer, I don't know HTML, but still I'll show you how to use it better than the web designer because I don't know it. With the help of such HTML, for example, you can show the IP cameras, or you can show some other data from the internet. That's how the HTML works. So I've got the HTML for the IP camera over here. So if I put the mouse on the geofence, I can see the camera here, the player. Let's check it. This is how the Minsk looks like right now. Well, it's not my camera, it's a public camera, and you can find some in the internet. And it is possible to find the list of some road cameras, and it can be used just for checking the traffic, checking the tracker data, or you can even install some IP cameras on near the warehouse or near the place where the vehicle parks for the night. So you can use it to double check the information coming from the tracker. And to say honestly, it's also beautiful to take a look on other cities, on the web cameras from other cities. I've got a small collection of such web cameras, and I use it to show you, to show the partners how the Minsk looks like and some other cities. I like it. So I hope you'll find the way to use it because, well, it's a standard feature, and I'm sure many of you know about it. But, well, some of the partners, they were shocked they were really surprised because they just don't know about it. They know many other things. They can't keep everything in their mind. Well, let's get to something more complex once again. And this case will be about the great possibilities of the VLON. And as you probably know, we support more than 2,000 different device types. But well, it leads to the fact that we have to deal with many different ways how the data comes to us. And it's also the problem of the RFID or iButton codes. So different devices can read this information in different ways. And if you try to work with drivers, trailers, or passengers, and you've got the card reader connected to the tracker, you expect to get the same code from the same card when you use it with different devices. But sometimes it doesn't work like that. And we have to do something with it. So let me show you how different the result can be. So the first device can read the code in the following way. So that's 4 bytes. That is the values of this byte. Let's say that it is some kind of driver code. But the second device reads the same code in other way, and you can see that the order of the bytes is, well, I can say that it is wrong, but to say honestly, it's okay, but we need to do something with it because we are not going to create several drivers for one driver in that case. And we need to solve this issue. So the third device can read it even in some other strange way, adding new bytes to it. And we have to reorder this information to get the same code by different devices. And it can be done with the help of the device configuration in the units settings. Let's take a look on it. These device configurations, you can get them if you click over here on the icon near the device type. But for different devices, the result will be, the list of these configurations will be different. Let's take Teltonika FM 5300 as an example. And I've got 2 options that I'm interested in. The first one is reverse button that can be used for the second device. And if I want to take only some of the bytes, I can write their numbers over here in the order I need. So here is a hint about it. So with the help of these different, 2 different options, you can make different devices read the same card in the same way. And in that case, you'll need only 1 driver. That's it. So that's the idea. And if you've got the problems with it, now you know how to solve it. Well, the next feature is about the drivers also. So if I've mentioned drivers, let's continue. I'm sure the main part of you knows about it, but well, I need to mention it, that we've got the notification that can control several drivers at the same time. So let's choose some units and let's choose the drivers control here. Usually in this field, our partners just wrote 1 code for 1 driver. So if they've got 10 drivers, they have to create 10 notifications. And well, it seems like not all of our partners know that we have added the possibility to write down several codes with a comma, just write it like that. So for 10 drivers, you'll need 1 notification. For 50 drivers, you also need 1 notification. And once again, most likely the main part of you knows about it, but I saw several reactions like, wow, we can clean up the main part of our notifications right now. Just because this information, you can't follow all the information about our updates. So that's why here I am to show you some details that you probably missed. The next features that I want to mention is also about the notifications. But before we proceed, I want to remind you about the possibility to leave the questions in the chat. Just type there the question and just check that the message is sent to all the participants. And in the end, I'll try to give you an answer. Okay, so let's continue with the notifications. And I want to say that on the last page of the notification, we've got the list of different parameters. Here we are. And we've got two settings for the time limitation. So here it is, the first one in the bottom. And also in the middle, we've got the time limitation setting. It sounds strange. I know, we've got two same settings in one place, but well, they're not the same. That's the point. The time limitation over here in the middle is about the maximum number of triggers. So if I activate this option here, and for example, let's say that I want to make this notification work from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. So in the night, it won't work at all. But if I do the following, let's type here the maximum trigger 1. And for example, I'll choose it from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. In that case, the notification will trigger only once in that time limitation, in that time interval. But during the other part of the notification work, it will trigger as many times as possible. So this time limitation is used for maximum triggers. And if you want to make the notification, for example, trigger once per day or once per some interval, and not to trigger in other time interval, we can do it in the following way. Just type here the same time interval, like that. So what we've got here, the notification will trigger once during the day, and during the night, it doesn't work. So with the help of these two different time limitations settings, you can set up different ways of this notification triggering. Just check it, a little bit of testing, and I hope you use this feature in future. One more thing about the notifications. It is possible to add a locator link into the notification task. So here we are on the page with notification text, and here is a locator link. So how it works. I'll show you how the locator looks like, but in a few words, I can describe it as some kind of simple monitoring site that the person don't have to use login to get to this site, something like that. So this locator link will work only for this number of minutes, for example, for 10 minutes. And with the help of keys T and G, you can activate tracks and geofences. So instead of sending their address, instead of sending their geofence name, you can send the real-time monitoring site. Well, let me show it to you. It will be much more easier to understand. So over here, we can check this locator link. So let me create one for you. Let's say for 1 minute. And it will work only with one unit with geofences and tracks. Okay. I click on it and I get to the simple interface without the main part of the buttons and features. But I see here that the unit in real time. I see here the geofences, or I can hide them, and I can see the tracks. And in the top right corner, you can see the time countdown. When here will be 0, the link will stop working. So I recommend to use this thing because it's really easy to send this locator link in a notification, for example, in the email. And when the person just click on it, it opens in the mobile browser. It's simple enough, it works fast enough, and it's the best way, for example, to show the delivery status, something like that. So here you can see how it will look like when the time is gone. Well, probably you knew that such feature can be accessed from the logistics. We've got the special application for the deliveries called logistics, and you can use this locator there to notify the client about the delivery. But well, as you can see, you can use it in any notification, controlling the speedings, controlling the geofence, and so on. So anything you want. Well, and I've mentioned the logistics. So probably you know that we've got this application, and it has two interfaces. The first interface stands for the dispatcher. It works for the dispatcher, and it's a web application. But also we've got the mobile application for the drivers, so they can see the list of deliveries they should do. And well, usually there's deliveries are done by the person on a vehicle with a tracker. So you have to use the tracker and you have to use the mobile application. But there is a possibility to use only the mobile application without a tracker. And it works when you use the tracker mode in the locator mobile application. Sorry, logistics mobile application. It's not so easy to find this tracker mode. That's why I'm here. That's why I'll try to show you how it should be done. So usually you see the logistics app like that on the left side. There is no tracker mode here. But if the driver is binded to the unit with device type VIA-TAG, and there is an ID there, some kind of ID, in this unit, in that case, you'll see this switch. And if you activate it, you'll see that there is a push notification about the tracker mode on. So it's exactly the same like in VIA-TAG because, well, we've got the VIA-TAG inside the logistics app. So it allows you to use one device instead of working with a tracker and with a mobile phone. But well, the only thing that you should worry about is battery level in that case. Well, let's continue with something interesting from the monitoring tab. One of the main tabs for me is the messages tab. And with the help of button E, I can get there. Now you know about the shortcut. And well, let's request the data, for example, for today. And to say honestly, it's not so easy to work with all of that parameters here because there are too many of them. And sometimes you need to look for two parameters to understand how both of them changes at the same time. It's not so easy to be done. That's why let's just use this filter in the bottom. It's really cool thing, and I'm not sure that many of you use it. That's a really cool tool. So let's type here ADC2. And as you can see, this parameter is highlighted, and now it is on the left side of the line. It's much easier to look for it. For example, let's add something like that. We've got several parameters that starts with can. I can choose one if I want. And one more. So with the help of comma, I can get different values, different parameters on the left side, colored with different colors. And well, that's not everything that we can get from this filter. We can also use some logical operation. For example, I want to see the cases when age-drop coefficient is more than 1. Here it is. Or if it is more than 2, here is the result. Or if it is less than 2, or if it is not equal to 4. So as you can see, you can combine it, and you can even look for some specific value. For example, ADC12 is equal to this value. Here it is. So I can combine it. I can use several requests at the same time, and it really helps me a lot when I do the configuration of the unit in the Vallon. When I create the sensors, it's awesome for me to use this tool. I hope you'll use it too, and you'll like it as much as I do. And talking about the messages, to say honestly, this tab is used usually for unit setting, for unit setting up. And it's not for the client, for the end customer. But sometimes still the end customer requests something like that to be shown in the report. For example, I want to see the raw data to understand how the system works. Well, in that case, we can export the whole messages, but it will be unreadable. That's why we've got another solution. We've got the special table for the report, and this table is called sensor tracing. Well, we've got the messages tracing. It will give you exactly the same like on the tab messages, but probably you should use sensor tracing because the result will be after applying the sensors. So it will be more human readable. But still the number of messages will be too big. That's why I recommend you to go to the settings and change this setting from all messages for something else. For example, for 10 minutes. And in that case, the tracing interval will be 10 minutes, and instead of all the messages, you'll see only some of them. The point is that it's still enough to understand the main idea. I mean, like how the parameter changes during the day, but it's enough to understand it. Still, the report won't include like several hundreds of pages. So that's a way to simplify it. And one more very special thing about the reports that I want to discuss is the special column that allows you to create a custom column in almost every table. Let's take a standard one like trips. And let's go back to the list of columns. So I can choose some of them, the standard things like beginning, end, duration, mileage, something else what I want. But if I won't find the necessary scene, I can add it here manually with the help of this button in the left bottom corner, Add Calculator. So this possibility allows you to combine several standard columns and even more. By the way, you can see that we've got something new here. Near every column, you can see the index. So it's the number of the column. And by clicking on it, you can start using it in formula. And you can add different mathematical features to combine these columns. And for example, let's use the mileage and multiply it with a constant. So it's possible. For example, it will give me the cost for the driver for this mileage. So if I pay, for example, €2 for 1 kilometer, I don't know if it is a good price, but that's the example. In that case, I'll get the cost of one trip. And here you can even type the unit of measurement, the one that you want. So let it be rubles. I don't know, something like that. So it is possible to combine several columns. It is possible to use constants. It is possible even to use some information from the unit settings. So here is a hint about it. There are such settings like consumption by rates, daily engine hours rate, mileage coefficient, well, unique ID, you definitely know about it. So you can use it as a part of your formula, as a part of your expression in this column also. And pay attention, it is possible also to combine the custom fields and the data from the profile. So, well, it seems like it's really new possibility to be used in the report, because usually you have to work with what you've got in the table. But with the help of this special one button, you can get almost everything in this table. I click on OK, I get this column as any else. I can change its name and I can add more. So this is how it works. And well, I'm sure this one will help you to cover a lot of new requests. Just try it, just test it, and this is it. It seems like I've given you all the information I wanted for today. And that's the time for the questions from the chat. I see that we've got some. But before we continue with the questions from the chat, one more scene for you. If you are not subscribed to us on the YouTube, just go here, click on subscribe. That's it. By the way, if you want to get the video of our meetup in some geofence in Vialon, you can do it. For example, let's click on the meetup about local. Here you can click on share, and with the help of this button, you can get the HTML code. I hope you remember it. I mentioned it not so long ago. So you can input it into the geofence, but well, it works only if you subscribe. I'm not sure about it, but I hope this is how it works. And with the help of the just copy paste, you can get this video here. That's a possibility to check the meetup directly inside of the hosting during the monitoring, since you do every day. Well, let's get to the questions you've got. I'll do it in real time, so sorry if I don't get something right. We'll try to find the solution. It's not so easy, but still, let's try to do it. So, the first question from John Grigorovich, here it is. What is the driver code add-in limit in the notification? Well, that's a good question. And I don't know the answer, to be honest. I'm sure that we've got some limit, and I'm sure that it is big enough. I'll check it with our developers. But to say honestly, I saw that our partners used several dozens, but I don't know about the maximum. I hope it's not a problem. If we find out this limit, I will share it with you via the email, I think. And it is possible in that case to create several notifications. Well, the second question is from Joshua TechWise. Please repeat the point about the logistics tracker. Okay. Here it is. Usually when we work with a logistics app, it's just to show the list of deliveries for the driver. So driver logs in to the mobile application with a phone number and the code. And he can see all the deliveries that should be done during the day or tomorrow and so on. But he uses the vehicle with a tracker inside, and based on the data from this tracker, we understand where the driver is. But when you use this tracker mode, there's no need to use a tracker. So there'll be a tracker built into the mobile application logistics. So it's like the combination. In that case, the tracker mode activated. When it is activated, it transforms the logistics app into the tracker. And also it allows to check the deliveries that should be done by the driver. So it's like the combination. And well, you'll get the same result if you install the ViaTag on the same phone. But there's no need to install two applications like Logistics and ViaTag, because inside of the Logistics, we've got one more ViaTag for you. So that's the way to save the memory of your mobile phone. The next question is from Vijay Advani. Is it possible to generate notification like 1 hour before the delivery location? Vehicle away like 100 miles from geofence. Okay, if we are talking about the logistics, this is usually how it works in it. So if the next delivery is coming, then the client gets the SMS or the email with a link to the locator. So this is how it usually works. So based on the schedule of the estimated time of the delivery, the client will get this email with a link to the locator. And talking about the geofence, well, it's not based on the distance, it's just based on the estimate time of arrival. And it is possible to create one more geofence in hosting, I mean, on the monitoring side. And in that case, the big geofence, as you say, 100 miles. So when the unit will enter this geofence, the notification will trigger. So it's like standard situation. But the first part of your question, 1 hour before the delivery, you can try to do it via the logistics. And talking about the 100 miles, you can do it with the help of one more geofence, and it can be done on the monitoring side only. The next question is from Michael Loeb. How to configure notification times? Example, once external power out, it will notify the user 5 times within 50 minutes, and then it won't notify again. Okay, got it. The short answer to your question is there's no way to do it, unfortunately, right now, but well, it is possible only to set up the exact time interval and say that we can do it, the notification can trigger there inside of this time interval 5 times. Based on what I know, that's the only way how it can be done right now. So that can be some 50 minutes, some random 50 minutes. It should be the exact 50 minutes that you know before the notification is created. Probably this feature that you talk about can be added by our developers, and that's a good place where I should mention how it is better to discuss the new features with our developers. And well, firstly, you'll discuss it with our business analysts. You should go to the our forum, and there is a special branch about the new features requests. So the thing that you describe about the notifications, it's clear enough, and I think that it's already the use case. So if you want some feature that is not clear how it can be used, then just add the description of the use case, and the business analyst will try to contact you via the forum or some other way to discuss such a possibility. And also, that's the way to get the feedback from other partners. They can vote for this new feature, and they will show the business analysts that this feature is really needed. So you'll get the likes and you'll get the feature. It seems this is how it works. Well, what else do we have here? The question from Hamad Kazemi. Is it possible with BCE devices also about the I button? Okay, to say honestly, I don't know, but let us check it. Let us check it. For example, this one, I don't know. Yeah, here it is. I don't know about the reverse of the bytes, but it seems like the combination of different bytes in different order is possible. You can do the reverse manually here. And by the way, if you won't see this feature for some devices, the best way to do is just to contact our hardware department. You can contact them via the email hw@gultom.com. So contact them and describe the issue. You need this option for the specific device, and they'll try to help you with this case. But it seems like for the BCE it works. What other questions do we have here? Okay, there is some kind of questions from the Francois Traoré about the geofences groups. When there are a lot of geofences, the system groups them automatically. Is it possible to remove geofences groups on the map because it is unusable? I'm not sure that I fully understand you. Talking about the geofences, Yes, there is a possibility to combine them into the groups, and you can switch between these two ways of showing them over here. And if you see that the too big number of the groups are shown right now, you can just disable it, like clicking on it. So I'm not sure that I fully understand you. Like, is it possible to remove geofences groups on the map? So I think that if you just unclick it, deactivate it, then the geofences will disappear from the map. So it seems like that's the solution. But it is not possible to delete the geofence groups from this page like you can do it on the monitoring tab. So this is the working list of units, and this list is closer to the units tab. So if you delete the units here, devices here, they disappear at all. The same about the geofences. So I don't recommend to delete them. If you don't use them, deactivate it, or probably you can just change the list of access to the client, and then these geofences will just disappear from their access. Well, it seems like that's all the questions we've got. Oh, I see one more. The thing about the geofences and the street cameras. Okay, so here is the camera from Hanover, and this is the HTML code. I've got it from the internet. That's not my camera. And here is the link to it. So with the help of some HTML tags, you can make the geofence show the content. So just wait a second, and then we'll see the Hanover online, I hope. Here it is. So this is the camera that sends not the stream video, it sends just the pictures. And well, in some other cases, you can even get the cameras with the players inside like that. And the best way how to get this HTML code is to find the button share and find there the possibility to input this, to get the HTML code. That's the standard thing to put the part of the video, or to put the player into your site. So there is a possibility to share, and I've showed you the example from the YouTube like that. So you take the button share, you get this embedded, and you copy this HTML code. So it can be used to get the video in the geofence. But if you get the same button share near some kind of public web camera in the internet, you can get something like that. Okay, here we go, like that. And that's the Minsk Online. So just Google for the public web cameras of the cities, something like that. And I'm sure you'll find something. If you've got the problems with it, it is possible to contact me directly or contact our support team via the email support@gurtom.com, and I'm sure they'll help you with it. The next question about the custom fields from Andres Viana. but it depends on what you want. Usually, it is possible to do it with the help of the API. I mean, the software development kit that we've got. And in that case, you can get the data from Vialon and use it in some external systems, like third-party systems. But talking about the custom field in the Vialon, currently it is possible to use the custom fields of the unit. For example, like that, custom fields. So this content can be used in the custom column calculator. This data, for example, the name will be test, the value will be 1 to 3. So in that case, if I go to the report, if I click on U, I choose some table, for example, trips, and I use the calculator. Let us check the hint, custom field name. So in our case, it will be custom field test. So the value of this expression will be 1 to 3. So the only thing is left that is to get the data from the external system into the custom field of the unit. But well, as you can see, it is possible, but it sounds strange a little bit. And probably if you contact me directly, we'll find some other way to make it work for you. Probably there are some details that I don't know. And the thing that I show here is not about the real practical case of usage, but probably it's more about the theoretical possibilities of usage. Let us contact directly to discuss these questions. And by the way, to contact me directly, you can use the following email that I hope you can see right now on the screen. Thank you for all of your questions, and thank you for the attention. It seems like it's time to end the webinar. Well, once again, thank you for being with us. I really enjoyed it. If you have some questions left, you can contact not only me via this email, you can also use the standard email of our 24/7 support team, support@gurtam.com. They will help you. They will try to do their best. And also they can send your emails to me. And we can continue their conversation not only via the email, but also during some kind of personal online sessions. Well, we've got the trainers team in our company, so definitely it is possible to do their online sessions, training sessions for you. We've got some special sessions, like one topic that you want to discuss, and we dig deep into it. Or the second possibility is to do some kind of basic training course. So where we talk about the main features, we've got some kind of additional test for it and a diploma for it. So contact me, and then I can tell you more about our training possibilities. Well, in that case, it's time to end the meetup. Thank you once again. And don't forget to be with us on the next week. The meetups will continue, and you can find all the future meetups schedule on our site. And we'll hope that you'll be with us on the next week. Thank you once again. Be healthy and good luck. Bye.